And welcome back to another Megiddo Gaming video. It is event time this weekend across all platforms. On PC, there's actually the CTA Orc Assault, which I've done in a previous video. I'll put a link in the top right hand corner. But here on consoles, we're going to be doing the CTA, the Call to Arms, Battle of the Bridge. This is by far one of my favorite ones just because of the weapon transmutes that you can get. Having an aura on your weapons usually is only limited to your main hand if you have a weapon enchantment. This one kind of mixes it up a bit. You do have access to the Searing Magma die pack, but just like with the Orc Assault, don't even worry about wasting your Medallions of Battle on that, because you're going to be getting those just for doing the event. Now, just like most of these types of Call to Arms events, you're going to be able to get Refiner's Caches. That's what you'll want to invest in after getting the transmutes that you want. Now, with the Refiner's Caches, I'll let you know, hold on to those until you get a double Enchants and Runes event. So just stockpile them, throw them in the bank, whatever you need to do. We really want to maximize our refinement points, and to do that, we'll just want to hold on to those. Now, one thing I really like about Battle of the Bridge is how quickly it can be done. And also for you low-level players, you do have the chance of getting a companion out of this event, the Flame Sprite. Definitely not best in slot by any means, but if you're looking to fill out your team, you're starting out, here's a freebie. Now, while I run this event, I want to touch on the comments that I've been receiving lately, and please, if you don't see your comment, don't worry, it'll probably show up in another video, or I'll just respond to it in the comment section. Just want to make sure that those people that do have questions or bring up good points will always get heard and then broadcast, so that way it can help other people that may have that same question but just neglected to ask. Meowgic Legends actually asks, is this only worth doing on 3 characters, or should I do more if I can? And this is in regards to running leadership on multiple characters in order to get refinement. And yes, you can run it on more, and of course you're going to increase the amount of RP that you get. I would suggest don't make more than you really need to manage, because you're going to have to invest into these character slots. And if you get to a point, and I'd say do it slowly, where you're feeling you're overwhelmed by micromanaging it daily, definitely slow down or stop at that point, so that way you're not wasting astral diamonds in something that's just going to, bore you or, put you off from doing it or playing the game. I like this one because it gives you insight on how my mind works. Oh my god, you talk about saving time, but you have 7 vids and talk so slowly. Well, yes, I do talk slowly a lot of the time, but that's because I've worked in retail so long that you kind of have to learn to adapt your voice in a way that more people will understand. Now, the fact that you feel that I talk slowly could be an indication of how fast your brain works. So congratulations, you can process information quite quickly. But to make sure that more people have a good experience, you have to learn to slow how many words per second that you're actually letting out, speaking clearly, enunciating properly, and also a lot of people tend to go overboard on YouTube and be overly excited, and you come off as disingenuine. I like to put out these videos for facts, analytics, things like that, and you have to be very clear and concise, and you have to speak in a speed that most people can keep up with. So definitely glad that you posted that comment. It's allowed me to clarify on how and why I speak in these videos. And thanks for this comment, Paul Merck. I definitely like that you agree that the content creators and the streamers, things like that, do need support. One of my favorite streamers, Cali Gold, actually no longer does anything with Neverwinter. Now, it's not just because there's lack of support for streamers, but that's a big part of it. If Cryptic would have been more supportive and, given us items to give away for contents, give us information that we can give out to the fellow players, where a lot of times we're left in the dark about what Cryptic is doing. And so it takes us content creators and streamers a lot of work to find different things when it comes to speaking with the community moderators, looking at the forums all the time. And it would be really nice if Cryptic could find a way to give back to the creators so those creators can give back to our followers, which a lot of them didn't even start playing the game until they saw something on YouTube that sparked their interest. Now, could I make a video on lesser used weapon enchantments? Thank you, Polar. Yes, I could. I've been toying with making that video. The biggest thing that I run into is a lot of people are looking for best in slot solutions, and so a lot of times you don't hear about those other enchantments because they don't stack up to what the Vorpal does and Plague Fire and, with the Fey Touch, all those different ones. The thing is that they're like the Tear enchantments don't stack properly. The lightning enchantments only work for certain classes, and still sometimes they're not best in slot. So I may do a video on that, and there are other creators that have done videos on it as well, so feel free to check them out. And I know it's few and far between finding that information, but a lot of times it's because they're not the best in slot solution. Not to say you shouldn't try it out. Maybe you'll find out something that we haven't, but I will look into making that video. Thanks for bringing that up. And thank you, Unforgiven. Great. I love that you had such great results with the RNG. Not too many people can do that. Some people buy unlock 300 boxes and don't even get one legendary mount. I actually will be doing a video, kind of a breakdown analysis of how each item that's in a lockbox can affect the RNG and how the RNG actually works, because it's not as random as the title's implied. It's actually kind of controlled, and I'll show you more about that when I put out that video. And thank you, Bilbo Swaggins. Definitely appreciate these comments of just, the support. It tells me that I'm going in the right direction. It shows me that, no matter what type of video I put out, whether it's just a state of the game or tips and tricks or even just a weekend update, that you're able to find something in these videos that helps you along the way. So thank you very much. Josh, thank you. You've always been very communicative in the comment section. When it comes to kind of preparing for things, it's hard to do sometimes, because sometimes there's little tweaks and changes on events that are different from last year, and I don't want to go too far ahead. Now, I can understand on something like double enchants and runes, kind of getting prepared for that weekend, whatever you need to do, empty bags or anything like that. Now, I will be doing a video similar to that of kind of like the mistakes that I made when I started playing, some things to avoid, and from level 1 to 70, kind of what you need to look out for. Now, just when you thought you couldn't get any more guild marks, aside from the Orc Assault event that's going on, we also have 2x influence on PC and also 20% off companions. Now, unfortunately, the 20% off companions does not apply to a pack, so if you're looking for a Cholton Tiger, you will not be getting a discount on that. However, if there are any other companions you're interested in having, whether it's for looks or to fill out your team, you do get 20% off this weekend. Alright, and for those of you on consoles, if you needed some extra profession resources, if you have any bags with some lying around, if you open those up, you're going to get twice the amount. Also, there is a sale in the Zen store for discounts on profession resources as well, and this works on even profession nodes, things like that. So if you need some extra, now's the time to get them. Well, that wraps it up for the comments and the weekend update portion of it. So we've ran in the background of this several instances of the event, and we got a decent amount of medallions of battle. We got some brutal enchantments, things like that. Now, one thing I do want to say is, if you don't want to invest in the refiner caches, you can still continue to run this and stockpile the medallions of battle, and those can be used in any CTA event. So, you may want to continue running this just because it's so quick, because you also get medallions of battle just for doing it and not just at the end of it. So you can make a lot because of how fast this runs. I want to thank you all for the comments. Like I said, if you didn't see yours, I'll put those most likely in a future video or answer those in a one-off. And definitely, if you do have any questions about the event or any videos, any suggestions for any content, definitely let me know in the comment section below. And next week for consoles, we've got Mod 14, so I will be putting out a video, and I'll talk to you next week. Thanks for watching. Click the left to see the previous video, click to the right to see another video, and down at the bottom to subscribe. And to stay up to date with what's going on with the channel, follow on Facebook and Twitter.